England normally on FIFA? Obviously, you have like the Prem, the Championship, some cool Road to Glory teams you can do in League One and League Two. But what would happen if we put all the best teams in the world to each of these divisions and see how it plays out? That's what we're going to do today. Now here's the Super League, and before you go in, I'm just going to try and say the nation of every team. So watch me absolutely butcher some of these. So we have Arsenal. I won't point out the obvious ones. Arsenal, Atletico. That's Atalanta for those who don't realise, because they're currently in the top four. So I've just done that with the Serie A teams, and also my favourite Italian team. That's besides the point. Dortmund, Chelsea, Barca, Bayern Munich, Inter, Lazio, now called Latvian, which reminds me of some knockoff Magnums, Leverkusen, Liverpool, Man City, Man U, Napoli, PSG, Leipzig, Real Sociedad, SL Benfica, Spurs. Also, I know some of these teams might not be having the best seasons. I've just chucked them all in for the sake of it. Apart from Sevilla, they're too bad not to be put into this. We have in the Championship. I've kept up Villa in, Athletic Bilbao, Boca Juniors of Argentina, Brighton, Club Brugge of Belgium, Porto, Fenerbahce of Turkey, Feyenoord of Netherlands, Frankfurt, Galatasaray of Turkey. I think everyone knew that though. Juventus are here just because obviously their finances likely would probably be in the higher end. Leicester, Milan, Newcastle, Nice of France, Lyon of France, Marseille of France, nice little three there. PSV of the Netherlands, Real Betis, River Plate of Argentina, Roma, Sporting Lisbon, Villarreal, West Ham. Also, I really wish you could have the couple of Libertadores teams. I know they have to be there, but I wish I could at least include some of them. Like, it would be nice having Santos here. Anyway, Ajax, just because of how bad their season is, they're at down here. Al Hilal of Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr of Saudi Arabia, Al Shaba of Saudi Arabia, AS Monaco, Young Boys of Switzerland, Celtic of Scotland, I think you knew that, Dynamo Kiev of Ukraine, I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name, of Hungary, Lille Panathos of Greece, I think I got that, Pokal of Greece, Rangers, Red Bull Salzburg of Austria, but I think you know that, Lens of France, SC Braga of Portugal, Shakhtar Donetsk of Ukraine, Slavia Praha, I think the Czech Republic, I might get to these ones. Slavia Sparta Praha, again, I think of the Czech Republic, I'm not sure. Someone fact checked me. Rennes of France, Trabzon of Turkey, Hoffenheim, Union Berlin, Victoria Pleasant, they're definitely the Czech Republic. And League One, at this stage, I've just chucked teams to every country, aka Anfes. I feel like they might be Greece, but I think I've actually got them wrong. Alan FC of the UAE, Apollo of Greece. Actually, there's quite a lot of Greek teams, isn't there, if they are. ATK Monbagan of India, Ato Nacional of Colombia, Dynamo Zagreb of the Croatian leagues. Actually, you probably knew that. George Harrison IF, I believe, of Sweden. No, I've got Malmo for Sweden. It might be Norway, somewhere like that. They're definitely Nordic, I think. Copenhagen, SCBC, one of the Champions League winners, also Romanian. Bit weird. Wait, these were founded 2003. These must have been the team that won the Champions League, and that's precisely. Had your split of Croatia, Hearts of Scotland, Hellenstein, I definitely don't know, they might be Finland, Kaiser Chiefs of South Africa, LAFC, Lech Poznan, Lewandowski's hometown club in Poland, Malmö of Sweden, Maldon Sundan of South Africa, Melbourne, obviously, of Australia, Molde, I think that might be the Norwegian team, I don't know who the others are then, Orlando Pirates of South Africa, All Union of Belgium, Shamrock Rovers of Ireland, Shandong Tassen of China. I also don't care the fact that three times the three towns finished higher than them. It's just the fact that these are high rated on FIFA. Yushal Haisen of South Korea. So here is the leagues. Also, I think you get more money for moving these teams to the Prem. Like, I don't think Leipzig start of 84 million. But anyway, let's get into the simulation. Season 1, we do have Real Sociedad, Napoli, and Lazio in the relegation battle. Leverkusen, Atalanta, Inter, surprisingly not too far away. Arsenal only mid-table, just going up. Boston, well, Bayern, PSG quite low. I thought they'd be favourites. Man U and Dortmund higher than I expected. And currently it is Liverpool top of the table, but by 1 point. So it seems like it's a title battle at this stage between Liverpool and Real. For those curious, halfway through the championship season, not going to read every team, I'll just leave the crucial ones. So Roma and Marseille currently in promotion zone, whilst Leicester, West Ham, Milan and Villarreal in playoffs. So Juventus still aren't even in promotion zone. Whilst in the championship, you have Brighton, Nice and Boca Juniors looking to go down. We have Ajax and Stade Reminis looking to get promoted, with Braga, Monaco, Hoffenheim and Al Hilal in promotion zone for playoffs. Sparta Praha, Dynamo Kiev, Slavia Praha and Shakhtar Donetsk in relegation zone. Malmo, Anapolo and Usla Hydran in promotion zone, whilst Dynamo Zagreb, Al-An, SC, R Union, SG and LAFC in playoffs. And I'm just going to make a prediction. I feel like, yeah, it'll be the Indian and Irish team in relegation zone. Wait, what? Surprisingly, Ireland's or India's aren't the worst. It's Kaiser Chiefs of South Africa. Very interesting. Season, Real Sociedad, Napoli and Lazio get relegated. Seriously, 32 points still got Real Sociedad rock bottom. Napoli's top of Serie A currently whilst recording. Surprisingly doing quite bad. Then it goes Benfica, Leverkusen, Arsenal, Spurs, who are quite low. Atalanta, who are higher than I thought, but I'm happy because I said they're my favourite Italian team. Leipzig for 12, 11th Dortmund. But if you look at the points here, like, 2 more wins for Benfica could have got them to 11th. 10th Bayern, 9th Inter, 8th Man U, 7th Chelsea, 6th Man City. I think they were one of the favourites. PSG didn't even get top 4. So I think that leaves us with Real, Liverpool, Leverkusen. Oh, I was about to say, I don't remember Leverkusen. I think I forgot one. Barca, Real, Atletico. And top of the table is Liverpool. Look how close those points were. Seriously, a loss for Liverpool would have literally put them all the way down like 5th or something like that. That's quite funny. Whilst the cup's going on, no one really bothered by that. Athletic Bilbao win the FA Cup, although being a championship side team, with Trabzon and Ajax in the semis, both of them being in League One, so basically third tier. So that's actually quite a cool win. If they don't get promoted, we've got a Europa League team in the championship. Liverpool win the Carabao Cup over Leipzig, who was the favourite. West Ham, Juventus, Reminis. So again, fair play to them. For those curious, Mbappe was the top scorer for season 1 by 5 goals. So it's actually quite a tight golden boot race, sort of. Depay, out of all people, most assists against Salah's second. I was about to say how Salah got second and clean sheeted Alisson, but to stay him with the most clean sheets, so no wonder Liverpool have been so good, because obviously all their players have got mad good stats. Juventus do get promoted, so at least they saved their season with Milan, Villarreal, Newcastle, Roma, and actually Boca Juniors going to be battling out for playoffs. I hope Boca could go up just because they'll be the first South American team to get to the league. Going down, yeah, Bilbao only finished 9th considering they won they won the Carabao. Yeah, it was the FA. PSV a bit lower than I thought. Lyon, Villa actually survived, so do Leicester. Teams going down are Feyenoord, Brighton and Nice. Again, that's actually quite a lot of points to be relegated with. Ajax and Reminis are the 2 teams promoted, with Braga, Trabzon, Lens and Hoffenheim in playoffs. I just put Lens in because I thought it'd be interesting. I didn't actually expect them to do something. Fortunately, Al Hilal do miss up on promotion. Ronaldo finishes 10th. Rangers and Celtic a bit lower than the 4. Salzburg I thought would be one of the favourites for promotion, and realistically Union Berlin would have been promoted if it was going off real life, but this game doesn't rate them. With the teams third for Al Shabal, Panathos and Shakhtar Donetsk going down. I'm making a prediction. The Indian and Irish team would have been will be the bottom two, just because obviously they're usually really low rated. LA, Miami, Melbourne, Sundown, and AK Amfest going up. So Maldives, Sundown, the first South African team to be promoted in the experiments, and hopefully not the last, but it's the last time Kaiser Chiefs were bottom, weren't they? And then it was Zorba, Malmo, Lech Poznan, and I had just splits in playoffs. Copenhagen miss out. Union pretty low considering they finished second in Belgium last year. Oh, India's monobagging actually on bottom. It's I think Finland, as I said, I'm not too sure. Helsinki and Shamrock Rovers rock bottom. So yep, they would be non-league. Well, Helsinki I think would have the chance of surviving, but usually it is usually they would be relegated. So yeah, pretty interesting. I also wonder what the long-term effect on some of these other leagues will be like. Losing all the big teams has allowed Millwall to get into Europa League and Middlesbrough. That's a sight to see, really. So yeah, I wonder what like the long term things will be like. Will random teams start to become good? Because as you can see there, even Coventry survived relegation. Bundesliga, how's this one turned out? Might interesting. Nottingham Forest do get Champions League. And obviously then some teams would just be too bad not to be relegated, like Wickham have the chance going down. Although fair play Bolton for staying up, the other teams I think rank higher on FIFA apart from Shrewsbury, who even then still finished higher than Wigan. Leeds, again, I know you probably don't care too much, but I just wanted to show you what the long-term effects. Fortunately, Stoke go down, so sorry, Archie. But you know what I mean? It is like sort of interesting to see what will happen. Like, Wolves almost win the La Liga. Actually, now that I think about it, will this create like new rivalries? Okay, there goes Dev. Like, will eventually, when we get so far in, Sevilla just have such a good squad that they virtually become the position of Barca, and Wolves become the position of Real or something like that? So halfway through the season, Villarreal currently sit bottom with Milan and Atalanta in the relegation zone with them. But a win for Atalanta could boost them to 14th, so yep, it's not really that for sure. Just going up the table, Man City only 10th, and Man United the 9th. Atletico fall to 8th, 7th Dortmund, 6th Leipzig, surprisingly. 5th Bayern, 4th PSG, still haven't been top once. Barca, Real Madrid, and then Liverpool, who at this stage are miles ahead of everyone else. In Championship, currently there's Roma and Newcastle going up. I'm surprised. I'd wouldn't be surprised if Newcastle do go to the Prem, and with the new money they found, they could probably survive. Also, Roma surprisingly invincible so far, and Lazio actually have the same stats as Newcastle. So, wait, there's surprisingly Villa, Lazio, Napoli, and Porto in promotion zone. Club Brugge quite high. Other side of things, it is currently Fenerbahce with Emery and Marseille in relegation zone. I'm sure Boca Juniors finished in 6th last season. I don't know what's going on there. The players must be old. Monaco and Nice currently in promotion zone with Hoffenheim, Brighton, Trabzonspor, I was supposed to say first, and Celtic in promotion zones, just going further down. Not too surprised now, Nash dropped quite a bit, and Al Hilal. But currently is Ancas, Rangers, Los Ports, and Meldan Sundan in relegation zone. Shakhtar Donetsk, Al Shab and Copenhagen in promotion zone, with Malmö, Panthers, Hearts, Dynamo Zagreb in playoffs. Going down, again, probably a few changes, but currently the Shamrock and Helsinki bottom of their league. So let's round out how the season ends. At the end of the season, Villarreal have the lowest points in out of any team so far, ended the season with a sad 19 points and 2 wins, which is really bad. Milan also going down with Atalanta fall, but we almost saw Inter and Spurs go down, which would be one of the first 5-star teams to go down. So yeah, that would have been interesting. Dortmund 14th, Leverkusen 13th. Last season, 2nd place finished 12th. Leipzig 11th. Arsenal 10th. 9th, Man City still haven't done that well. Chelsea missed out on 7th, which goes to Benfica, surprisingly. It is Bayern Munich finishing 6th. 5th, Man U, who missed out on top 4 to Barca. Then it's Real PSG and Liverpool. So Liverpool 10 points clear. So the top four was very close apart from first. So Bilbao win the Community Shield, that's all about. Liverpool win the FA Cup, the furthest non-current Prem Super League team. It is Lyon and Dynamo Kiev. And Club Bruges win the Carabao Cup, so does that mean they get Europe? So I'm not sure what's going on there. Also, how did Athletic Bilbao doing the... Why are Watford here? Oh, they got eliminated to Watford. Roma do win the league, although they can't go beaten and get 5 losses by the end, with Newcastle getting promoted, so fair play to them. With Villa, Porto, Napoli and Lazio in playoffs. Napoli realistically probably would have got relegated season 1, and here they can still not go up. Just going down, Sporting only 9th, Club Bruges after winning the Carabao only 10th, but hey ho. West Ham finished fairly low with PSV. Boca Juniors do survive. Athletic Bilbao survive after winning the FA Cup last season. Marseille, Leicester just about avoid the drop, and reminisce being that Fenerbahce, Braga and Ajax go down. So Ajax are winners of League One are rock bottom. Meaning that Nice and Monaco go up quite clear. It was just the last day between those two, with Celtic, Hoffenheim, Salzburg and Feyenoord going up. So, I mean, going to playoffs, Brighton missing out on playoffs. So if you think that's going to be their downfall, they won't get back up. Al Nassr do the drop, with Al Hilal, LA, Lecce Poznan and Meldon Sundown going down. So I think apart from Al Hilal, all the promoted teams went down, which is quite sad. Shakhtar Donetsk and Copenhagen go up with Dynamo Zagreb, so Shakhtar go straight back up, I believe. Al-Shabaab, Panos, Heart and Fedovist go into playoffs. Malmo just about missing out. And the bottom two teams are Shamrock and Merben Baggins. So yeah, the Indian and Irish team both finished last. I said Shankland and Hassan aren't the best team, and I realised just the fact that they're higher rated than with 3 times. For those curious, top scorer goes to Jota for Bayern Munich, highest Liverpool, Salah and Haaland. Most assists does go to Salah though. I was about to say Pedri to Man U's interesting though, it was just the positioning. Most clean sheets does go to Alisson. And yeah. Also, there was no rule saying I can't control Liverpool properly. I am just trying to treat it as a normal thing to make it fair. Halfway through season 3, we do have Newcastle, Arsenal and Chelsea in relegation zone. I sort of get Newcastle. I think they'd have a good chance to survive them, but if Arsenal and Chelsea in relegation zone, I don't know what they have. Benfica do drop off a bit. I think a few teams have signed some of their star players. Leverkusen 15th, just going up. Dortmund slowly falling. Juventus rising. PSG dropped to 8th, 7th Man U, 6th Barca. Atletico rise. Bayern for the first time, I think, in the top 4. City 3rd. 2nd Leipzig and 1st Liverpool with 10 points ahead. So, again, a bit random Leipzig out of all teams. I know this doesn't matter, but you can see how it sort of affects teams' transfers, because you never see Frimpong go to Spurs, but that's happened. Maybe that's why Leverkusen have dropped a bit. Also, you have like a few chances which never happen. Like, you'd probably never see Matteo Guendouzi go to Benfica because Marseille are in the 2nd division of the Super League, whilst Benfica are. Just a quick preview of the other weeks. We do have Atalanta first, Villa, Marseille, Porto, Real Sociedad, Milan in playoffs. First time Marseille. Just going down. Yeah. And first season's FA Cup champions Athletic Bilbao in relegation zone. I'm Fenerbahce looking to go for Slavia Praha, Pokal, Lille and Dynamo Kiev in promotion zone. First time the Kiev club has got it. Ankes Brighton, Sparta Praha and Al-Shabaab in relegation zone. So because they started in the championship, so interesting. Panis Romania's FCBCB and Heart and promotion zone with obviously a few teams in playoffs. LA falling a bit. And currently Shamrock and Monabagan in relegation zone. I'm on the back and looking to be the worst team in this entire career mode now, with a 7-point season only. Boys, we've got Preston second in League One. That really says something about your league. They've actually escaped, both of them. Apart from Newcastle, they're gone. I think that's the worst season now. Actually, it might be the second worst behind Sociedad's. Anyway, Newcastle, Roma and Napoli go down. Unfortunately, Napoli can't stay up this time, and Roma. But Arsenal finished 17th, then Leverkusen, who've usually been good. Inter Milan 15th, 14th Chelsea, Benfica 13th, so a bit of a drop off. 12th Man U, 11th Juventus, 10th Dortmund, PSG only at 9th, 8th is Barca, 7th City, 6th Tottenham. I think that's their highest ever finish. 5th Real, 4th Leipzig, so they do drop off. 3rd Atletico, so I'm guessing it's going to be Barca, Liverpool. Oh wait, Barca at 8th. It's Atletico and Liverpool, so yep, Liverpool just dominating. PSG doing the FA Cup furthest. One team is Betis, and Carabao Cup goes to Villarreal, Super League team themselves. Ever since that dreaded season. Just before we continue, let's just see what else some teams go. So Arsenal have 5 stars, Atletico 5 stars still, Dortmund go to 5 stars, Chelsea go to 5 stars. There's probably a few transfers I haven't noticed. Like obviously, we still have Barca, Bayern, Inter, Juventus, Leverkusen, yeah, they are 5 stars now. I forgot they have Derby and Lausanne. City do drop a bit. Is that Silva, the Leipzig forward? I think most teams here are kind of mad. Apart from Napoli, most teams are 5 stars. So yeah, I'm sure. I feel like that must affect how everyone else is, because obviously, if they're playing good teams every week, then they're obviously doing better. Villa haven't dropped apart from the fact that they've lost Martinez. Boca Juniors have dropped half a star. Porto went up. And just no Galatasaray stayed the same. Leicester do go down, unsurprisingly. If you look, they've lost a few players to retirement and that. Milan stay the same, actually. Yeah, short term, I don't think teams are going to change that dramatically on ratings in that sport and go up, actually, even though they haven't been promoted in a few years. Anyone else? I'm surprised Ajax haven't went down. Is Ronaldo still playing? Celtic have went up, in fact. So yes, Salzburg went up. I feel like a few of the lower league teams, which will be most likely to go down. Union Berlin drop half a star. So here's where I think the most dramatic changes would have happened. Al Hilal drop, Apollo drop, Nacional grow. They Balbagan grow, decrease, Dodgeras decrease. They're the same. They actually go up to a total of a star, which is surprising. Kaiser Chiefs, I think, go up half a star. LA go down. Portchang go up. Now we're the same. Sundown go up. Melbourne lose half a star. Molde the same. You know what I mean? It is kind of interesting to see what happens to teams. Again, these have dropped 1 star, which is obviously really bad. Plus, they've got 2 seasons to go in this one. So yeah, it's interesting. Also, will teams grow to take places like they've obviously grown? Like, will smaller teams just grow because obviously no one's there to stop them? Because do you get what I mean? Like, if Bayern Munich are winning the Bundesliga every season, other teams can go, like, clearly Mainz and Brentford are now 4.5 stars. So I'm assuming eventually some teams going to become 5 stars in these random divisions because obviously there's no one stopping them. Apart from Blackpool, they're not taking good advantage, like Bologna. Okay, Fiorentina are a good example, and Leeds. So yeah, I feel like newly 5-star teams across Europe in the sense that all the other European teams can't stop them, so it's not going to be Barca winning every year. It could be someone like, I don't know, Sevilla. I don't know why I'm checking Scotland. Actually, Sevilla could be 5 stars now that I think about it. I was about to say if they've been relegated, now they aren't. Quick rush through. Atalanta and Villa get promoted, so Villa the but lose last day. I'm not even sure what to. They generally have the same amount of draws, wins, losses. Um, oh wait, no, go GF, whatever that means, is higher for Atalanta. Milan, Lyon, Porto, West Ham in playoffs. So I can't remember the last time Milan were in the league unless they were relegated last season. So I'd have bad memory. Real Sociedad still haven't made a return. So Villarreal since that dreaded season. Boca Juniors do rise a tiny bit. Leicester get up at a few positions. And Atletico Bilbao, Frankfurt and Nice go down. Bilbao and Frankfurt I thought would have at least had one playoffs. I think Atletico Bilbao have had one. Ajax go back up like a yo-yo team, so they Fenerbahce, Slavia Praha, Lille, Palko and Hoffenheim all in playoffs. Brighton do save the season from being relegated, so the table must be very tight. With Slavia Praha, Copenhagen, Al Nass and Al Shabab going down. Al Shabab must be the worst ever League One team now. Parfa, Malmo, Hearts go up with SCB, not International, and Hajduk Split getting playoffs going down. Poland's Lechia Poznan slowly decreasing because they were actually in League One for a few seasons, I think, and then haven't made it back since. With the worst team and the worst points on record, with minus 57 goal difference, being Mob Baggin. Maybe goals GA means goals conceded or something like that because they've got 100. So yeah, and goals scored is 43, which is dreadful. With Shamrock making their point seem like title. Diaz grabs the golden boot for the first time, with Jota missing out on last day, probably, I'm not sure. Going through leagues, Diaz as well with most assists, with Trent actually getting quite a lot and being fourth. Kevin Trapp gets the most clean sheets, so that must be why Frankfurt got relegated and Leipzig have been doing well. I guess that actually makes sense now that I think about it. Houston, we have a problem. We have now a statistically worst team, not just in the Prem, but in the entire career mode at this stage. Villa with 0 wins and 3 draws. Look away, Archie, if you're watching, please. You don't have to look at it, you can go away. Anyway, we have Atalanta and Porto as well in relegation zone. Man U quite dramatically drop. And they're going up, Leverkusen start to rise again. Leipzig not as high, but it was a miracle last season. 6 Barca. Liverpool only 5th this time. Real 4th. 3rd Bayern. 2nd Spurs. And PSG are 1st. Currently, Rome and Club Brugge are top 2, with Villarreal, Newcastle, Milan and Napoli in playoffs. Leicester have a bit of a rise. Ajax, for the first time, haven't went down without a fight. Red Bull, River Plate and Fenerbahce are in relegation zone, so I think all of them were just promoted apart from River Plate. Lens, Celtic going up by the looks of things, but Rangers, Frankfurt, Brighton and Anfes in playoff zone. So Rangers and Celtic can still technically go up together. Athletic Bilbao, as I said, they won the FA Cup season once, doing bad. Very bad, considering obviously they won something good. Panfest, Young Boys, Hearts and Malmo currently going down, with Union Berlin on the edge of going down, even though obviously they're actually good in real life. Copenhagen, Sparta, Praha and Fevis, I still don't know how to pronounce the Hungarian team's name. In promotion zone currently with Meldown Sundowns, Nacional, Union and Al Nass in playoff zones. Going further down, it is currently Ireland's Shamrock Rovers and Drojan, I think, have spoken to go down. Could be Norwegian as well at this stage, I don't know anymore. And still aren't as bad as Villa in the Prem, because obviously that they have almost as bad stats as Derby when they got relegated. Good job you saved yourselves there, Villa. Although Porto must have been appalling because they've somehow finished worse than Villa. So Porto finish in relegation zone with Villa and Atalanta, all the Pro teams go down. So I feel like obviously all these Season 1 teams and that probably get a lot more money than the rest. Because obviously it's literally like the most competitive league. Benfica, Man U, as well as Leipzig, Juventus, Leverkusen, City, Munich, Chelsea, Dortmund, Inter, Spurs, Atletico. Can PSG win their first league? Barca, okay, jinxed them. Is it Real? Yeah, Real won the league, so that's the first title for PSG win that, I guess. Leipzig win the FA Cup, so I can't collect data on whoever wins the next Community Shield. Liverpool win the Carabao Cup over Tottenham. Favourite non-Super League team being Braga Pacau. And who is it here? Leicester. Milan go up. Napoli just about miss out. Me and that there's going to be at least one different team, 100%. As you know, Napoli and Sociedad. We're rooting for Bruges because they're like the only team there who could go up who haven't been in the Prem yet. And it would also be the last season, so at least they get to stay there for the final year, even if it's embarrassingly defeated. Just going down the table, Leicester slowly fixing themselves as well as Ajax. Who got relegated? Reminisce Lyon. Okay, Lyon are actually relegated, and Fenerbahce. So Lyon will end either. They could also be promoted, but they'll virtually end in the League One, which is obviously third tier. Celtic and Lens go up, so Celtic do eventually win the league and going to end there. Frankfurt, Brighton, Rangers, and Nice all get playoffs. So Athletic Bilbao and Salzburg will not return. Well, Salzburg won't get there for the first time, and just Athletic Bilbao won't return in general. But all get over being the furthest team to get in the FA Cup who wasn't Prem are only 13th with Pacau, again one of the only others, so they're next to each other. Trabzonspor only finished 17th, considering last season they were relegated. Union Berlin missed the drop as well as Heart, meaning that Young Boys, Dynamo Zagreb, Panathinaikos and Malmo go down. So the same teams seem to go up and down clearly. It's happened again. I'm not going to get anything else to name. Sparta Praha and Copenhagen all go up. Union, Al Nassr, Melihami, Sumdan and Nacional all get playoffs. LA miss out. Going down, Lecce Posen improve a bit. And the worst teams are Shamrock and obviously the Colombian team who have they barely got a point? I can't remember how much they were on, but I feel like they haven't for some reason. I'm definitely wrong. His top scorer for this season, Mbappe most assists. Clean sheets goes to Ter Stegen, and yep, nothing else. Yeah, imagine if Villa didn't start winning, they'd generally be like the worst ever Premier League team, even with all this money because of being the Super League. Also, I haven't been saying what goes on the Champions League, because obviously that's not the whole point of the career. The Champions League virtually doesn't matter. The only times I've been checking the Champions League because I've been curious how some of the random teams chucked across the world have been doing, and clearly, if FC Twente are getting Group H in the Champions League, it shows how dramatic football's changed. Why are Portsmouth in the Champions League? That's making me curious. What league are they in to actually get there in the first place? Guys, Everton officially can't even win the Portuguese league. They almost finished lower than Blackburn. I mean, sure, they'll only a few points off the title, I'll give them that, but you know what I mean? It's still a bit weird how they still can't win the Portuguese league over Victoria. Going into the final season is World Cup year, so I'm just curious how this affects all the national teams with all star players being able to miss or other countries' best wonder kids being able to play and win stuff. So nothing okay China have actually got through. That's something to see. America being bottom. Australia get through, Spain going out, so there must be something wrong with some of the Spanish talents. They might be probably stranded in the second division. Croatia and Morocco get grouped to the Czech Republic and Brazil. Ghana are getting through. I'm not sure about any Ghana players. Actually, not Isaac. Hudson are doing that. They've changed nationality, haven't they? Everyone's done that. England got grouped to Mexico and Denmark. Okay, just normal English stuff. Ireland get through. That's different. And Argentina and Ukraine go through. Norway go out. So some teams, France go through, Belgium go through, Mexico go through, Ukraine go through, Italy go through, Australia just about missed south, but Germany go through, and okay, it's now just like a normal World Cup with Ukraine and Mexico in. And the winner is Brazil. I was about to say, imagine if Ukraine won the World Cup. The bottom half gets worse and worse every year. Now we've got Milan with 4 points, no wins, and Bruges with 6 wins to be in. I'm glad Bruges went up because that's different, because they were the only team there who hadn't been in the league system before. But now technically they can do worse than Villa. Anyway, it is currently 17th Dortmund, just going up the table. Some teams drop and some teams start to rise. Leipzig obviously growing. Spurs, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Barca. Why are Benfica there? Would have been lovely to see them actually in the league for once. Too bad the season they decide to actually do something there. It ends. It ends, of course. Generally couldn't have picked the worst time to actually become good. It would have been nice seeing Marseille and Sporting because that would have been new. Because like the past few years, there's been one new team each season who hasn't been in before. But then again, some of the other teams have collapsed, like Villarreal, and have not done anything since. Anyway, going down against Sociedad 11th, Newcastle even worse, Ajax dropping a tiny bit. I'll let hope they're just about surviving. Boca Juniors, Lens and Rangers in relegation zone, so Leicester are starting to drop again. Rennes and Athletic Bilbao decide to actually try and get promoted this year with Lyon, Brighton, Frankfurt and Salzburg in playoffs. I thought Lyon would have been like top of the table, but I guess not, considering they've been in the other league for so long. And again, teams probably could have signed their players or the pies got old, most likely. Currently, it's starting to Prague, Hearts, Hajduk Split and Copenhagen in relegation zone. Virtually the exact same relegation zone as 2 years ago, apart from the fact that the Hungarian team's doing safe. Or doing fine. Union, Meldon, Sundown and Young Boys in promotion zone. I think this might be one of the first times Young Boys get promoted, because I can't remember when they last were. Molde, Houston, Haida, Dynamo Zagreb and LA in promotion zone. LA decide to again do something the final year of the save. Melbourne actually quite high considering they're usually lower half. And currently we have a completely new bottom two with Apollo and Shanghai in the relegation zone. Shamrock fairly high and Mobu Bagan just about. I am questioning why my team isn't doing first. Why is my team not first? What's gone wrong? I have 86 Canata on the bench. I've generally got 94 overall Salah. 94 overall Allison. I've got 94 Trent. Well, what's physically keeping me down? This is such a fair save on the other teams. I definitely didn't sign the best players. I have the worst ever Super League team in Club Bruges, going down with Milan and Roma. Juventus and Man U almost get relegated, although at the same time, for a team 16th, they were like 22 points clear of 18th, so clearly once you're in here for a while, you're virtually safe forever. Anyway, just going up the table for one last time, we got Spurs, Bayern, PSG, Real, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Benfica, Bottle, Leipzig, Real, Barca, Atletico, and Liverpool return to their podium, being first. The FA Cup is won by Chelsea, playing Lazio in the final. So Lazio, obviously, the fairest non-Super League team. Chelsea get to the Carabao Cup final and win it as well, favours to the non-Super League team, Aston Villa, so I feel like that might reflect on Villa's season a tiny bit. This league exists in Lazio and Sporting go up. I was right about Lazio. So Sporting and Lazio get up for the first time in the entire save, with Marseille, Villarreal, PSV and Atlanta getting playoffs. Literally one of those teams have been promoted before, and that was Atalanta. I'm not including Villarreal as a recently promoted team because that was like the season 2, and they were quite catastrophic. So, yep, when we say we ended the career mode, all these interesting teams are starting to go up. Anyway, just going down the table, we have Ajax getting relegated. Celtic avoid the drop because Boca Juniors, Rangers, and Lens all go down. So Rangers unfortunately can't stay up. Athletic Bilbao decided to do so with Salzburg for the first time, both going up. So Salzburg get their first promotion in the final season, with Reminis, Brighton, Frankfurt, and Lyon all getting playoffs. So Lyon can technically not even get promoted. Still depressing for them. And Shakhtar Donetsk, Copenhagen and Hearts all go down. Is it surprised that Copenhagen goes straight back down? With Union, the Young Boys and Mold going up, so actually they're different, aren't they? Meldon, Sundown, LA, Panafs and Usul Hydren of South Korea all getting playoffs. And as I said, the 1 year that we end it is the year that Dynamo Zagreb and that can't physically go up. Anyway, the bottom half of the table sees Al Shabelle and Shandong Tayasan as the bottom two teams. So in this final season, we see improvements of Ireland and India as being the first time not in relegation. Says a lot about these other leagues, the fact that they've actually allowed Middlesbrough to win the French league. Okay, at least Cologne win the Bundesliga. I'm actually curious what's happened to some of these random... Okay, Wickham. Okay, Shrewsbury go down. I was about to say, is any random teams actually doing good? Again, City, that's just sort of normal. Blackpool and Stoke go down. Archie Combs catch a break in this career mode, in the sense that all of his teams have went down at least once, and Villa almost became the worst team in this league's history. Well, statistically, in the halfway stage, they were the worst team. Only one team close to them, and that was a team with 4 points. Again, nothing too dramatic. Okay, Wolves have won La Liga. Is that 100 points now? I was about to say what that all about. Burnley, for some reason, could never survive in this league. And the second division is just a wasteland with some of the championship teams. I wonder how high Birmingham must be rated, because realistically they should be up here. The final golden boot goes to Jesus out of all players, with Grealish and Haaland tied, and Diaz even. Wasn't Diaz on my bench? What's that all about? Lukaku gets the most assists, so he gives up his thing, but with Valverde as well, so it's joint. And then, like, how many players got 7 assists there? That's a lot. It goes from 8th to 15th, so almost 10. Jan Black gets the final golden glove with the save. Alisson. Where's Alisson? What's going on with Alisson? He's literally 95 overall. What's that all about? See, how has he not won the golden glove? Don't question why I've got 97 Haaland. Here's all the teams by the end. Probably for some reasons Arsenal leads in strike. I don't know what that's about. Atletico looks fairly Atletico-y, apart from the fact that they haven't killed Stones. Dortmund, I don't know who... Actually, no, I don't know who he is. He's the Wolves one. Chelsea's playing Chuck and Wenger. Has he got good potential now? I don't remember him being that good on potential. And surprisingly, have a really similar starting 11. Club Brugge, 4.5 stars at least. Barca, again, similar. Bayern Munich has changed quite a bit, clearly. Inter's similar-ish. Juventus. Leverkusen, I don't know what's going on with their squad, because obviously they were actually quite good. I miss where I'd actually used to show you the ratings on the screen, because you used to still see it even if you never had them scouted. Anyway, City's is a tiny bit different. I say tiny, it's very. But Man U's must be very old with still Casemiro and Eriksen and that on the squad. And Martial. Milan's still playing Origi, a bit questionable. As I said, going through the leagues, apart from, okay, yeah, that Real Madrid squad's kind of dead. Alright, Roma must be the lowest rated team to be promoted, mustn't they, with 4 stars? Okay, I guess Benfica now have Vega, and that might explain why. Spurs. I'm just going to quickly go through, feel free to pause if you can. Villa start to go down on rating. Boca Juniors go down. As I said, I'm just going quickly through. Napoli go down quite dramatically, actually, don't they? They how are Villarreal still 4.5 stars? They've done nothing. Genuinely. Newcastle went down, obviously. I'm actually curious, was it? Okay, I was about to say Southampton went dramatically down. Going through, Bilbao went down. Yeah, a few of these mid-tier teams either go up dramatically or just go down horrifically. Like, obviously, if you're three stars in the second division, you're most likely going to be battered every week. So I'd say, please don't tell me Ronaldo's still playing. Al Shabab have went down 2 stars. That's quite bad. Yep, another star down. Okay, Yusuf went up 1.5 stars. I think that must be the biggest growing team. Or Kaiser Chiefs. I can't remember how much they started with. LA have actually went back up, so they must have had a different turnaround compared to some other teams who haven't managed to fix themselves. Shamrock, unfortunately, can't just go up. What experiments would you like to see next time? Who was your favourite team watching and most fascinating? And who was the team you felt most sorry for? Personally, I'd go Villa in the sense that they were battered, but it also could go for Bilbao just in the sense that they won the FA Cup year one, and at the end of the create mode ended in League One. Anyway, let's see you next time. Goodbye.